going on YouTube? Smolder here, and this is going to be a different type of tier list that I've ever done. I think I already made a couple videos of like ranking like my top 20 or 25 games on a console. But this time I was like, you know what, let me see if Tier Maker's got some good lists. And I want to start with the Super Nintendo. And I found a list that has IGN's top 100, and then I figure, okay, that gives me a lot of games. And from that, I'm going to go ahead and basically rank them based on how I feel of the Super Nintendo games. I thought about doing the OG Nintendo first, but I was probably too young to really appreciate a lot of the games. I played a lot of the games on the OG Nintendo, but I was a wee boy, so can't really grade too much other than maybe like 3 or 4 games. Super Nintendo onward, however, I've played countless games, especially over with emulators, ROMs, or on another platform, but it's still the original version, things like that. So, that being said, there's probably going to be a lot of games I've never played on this list. They already have a never played category here. But I figure, let's see where this goes, and if it turns out I hardly played any of these games, I just won't even upload the video. Let's start at the top, or at least what they got. Their first game they have here is ActRaiser. ActRaiser, in my opinion, is incredible. Specifically the first game. I didn't like the second game as much. It is going to be an A tier for me. I distinctly remember watching my uncle play through this game, and then I was like, this looks really, really fun. I need to play this game. And so he taught me how to play the game, played it. Next up, we have some weird Batman game, never played. Aladdin's game. I do remember playing this, but I don't remember how much, so I'm going to put it like right in the middle. So C tier is going to be reserved pretty much for games that I know I played, but I don't really remember. Everything else I'm going to try to put in either B or and above, or D or F. So I'm going to try to leave C as the... I know I played it. I remember playing it. I just don't remember the game that much. Aliens 3 is on that list. Actually, so this game, I don't think I played. I know Blackthorn I never played. But here we go. The Breath of Fire games. These games... So... I'm pretty sure it's 2 that I enjoyed more, but I know I played both. Bust a Move. So this is a weird one for me to rank, because I know I played Bust a Move. I played Bust a Move on plenty platforms, but I don't think I ever played it on the Super Nintendo. But it's still the same game, so I'm going to pretty much just... I got to put it as a D. Chrono Trigger, obviously we all know. If you're a gamer, you know Chrono Trigger is one of the greatest games of all time. Contra 3 also is actually goated, dude. I think it's the best Contra, or at least for me. Superman, never played. I have no idea what that is. Oh, Diddy Kong's Quest. Donkey Kong. See, I am one of the people that I think Donkey Kong Country 2 is the best. I think 3 is okay. And Donkey Kong Country 1 is still... It is very good. This game is... Chef's Kiss, incredible. Earthbound, I played this emulator. The game is good. I remember, but see, like by the time I played it, it was already during like PS3, Xbox 360 era is when I played this. But I played it on a SNES emulator, and it was good. I understood. Earthworm Jim. These were 2 games that I know for a fact was part of the very small group of games that I actually rented. I didn't rent too many games. People are going to hate me for this. Come at me, bro. Okay. Evo? I don't know what the hell that is. F-Zero, I mean, it's just good fun. It's not like racing games are not really my thing, but F-Zero is a little bit different, obviously, with the kind of vehicles. But, it's good. Fatal Fury. For me, Fatal Fury, so I used to be a fighting game guy way back in the day, and going to arcades and stuff. I didn't really stop playing fighting games until like early college. Fatal Fury was always like second-rate fighting game for me. I mean, I was always gonna choose the Street Fighter, the Tekkens, um, things like that over Fatal Fury. Of course, Fatal Fury 2 was out before Tekken. Tekken's obviously PS1 era, but you know, during this time, it was all about Street Fighter for me. Final Fantasy 2, goated. Final Fantasy 3, goated. This is actually 4 and 6. This is my favorite Final Fantasy of all time, is Final Fantasy 6. So, yes. Final Fight, never played. Flashback. I bet you a lot of people never played this game, but I did. And the reason why is because my uncle loved this game. And so I played it. It was actually decent. I actually liked the way the game played. Gradius, I've played these. Speaking of how, like I was talking about earlier, I didn't play a lot of NES, OG Nintendo games. Gradius is one of them that I did. And so because of, Gradius 3, this became a game that I enjoyed. We'll put it like middle of the B tier. Harvest Moon. God damn. Here's the problem of putting of distinctly leaving the C tier for games I know I played, but I don't remember. I guess I'll put it low B. Illusion of Gaia. I have no idea what the hell that is. Soccer, no idea. Joe and Mac, never played. What do we got? Jungle Strike, I don't know. King Griffey Jr. I played a lot of baseball games. I don't think I played Ken Griffey Jr.'s winning run. And for those who don't know, like in the 90s, specifically early mid-90s, Ken Griffey Jr. was like one of the mega stars of baseball. Killer Instinct, obviously this game is great. That's right, the KI was definitely a fighting game that I played. Kirby Superstar, never played. Never played. Never played. Never played. What is this? Mystical Ninja, never played. A Link to the Past, another one of the goated greats. I'm going to actually do it like this. I think that's a pretty good order at the moment. Lion King. So this game has gotten a lot of, over the last few years, has gotten a lot of traction online. For being like one of the hardest games of all time. I know I played this game. It was a game that I rented. Lost Vikings. I know I played this game because this is Blizzard. Well, actually, I don't know if this version was Blizzard, but I know I didn't play Lufia because that was a game that I wanted to play. I never did. Madden, Mickey's Mystical. Nope. Mario Paint. Okay. If you never played Mario Paint, you never played a Super Nintendo game. Mario Paint was fantastic. Loads of fun. Why don't games like this exist anymore, really? I mean, maybe they do, and I just don't see them. Mega Man X. For me, it's going to go right here. Mega Man X is going to hold the top A tier spot. Reason why I can't put it in the S tier is because it's not quite as the same level as these games up here, and there might be some other ones that might end up on that list. But Mega Man X is still so good. It's my favorite X game out of all the... Well, X4 is pretty good too, but that's PS1. So, I don't know. X2 I played years later on emulator. It's still decent. I mean, it's an X game, so we'll put it here. In the B tier, X3, same thing. These games are all, like, good. You can't go wrong. You just copy the same formula and you just put different bosses and weapons. No idea what that is. Mortal Kombat 2. Oh my gosh. My God, man. Does this go S tier, dude? I can't because of Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo is on this list. We'll put it here. Mortal Kombat 2 is... Mortal Kombat 1 was a good game. Mortal Kombat 2 was chef's kiss. But then there's... Okay, so I also had a Genesis. And on the Genesis, there was Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, and it was better than the 3 version on the Super Nintendo. NBA Jam. So I did actually play a good amount of basketball games, I remember. Never played these, never played... Yes, I never played Ogre Battle. Come at me. Out of this world. I remember this game. I played a lot of games that I normally wouldn't have played because of my uncle. Put that in a low B tier. I have no idea. Pilot Wings. I didn't know there was a Super Nintendo version. I don't know what that is. Yeah, there's the list of games that I have not played, bro. It's pretty high. I don't even know what that is. Secret of Mana, of course. We played that because we're an RPG player. That's gonna go, you know, like middle of the road B tier. We'll put it behind Breath of Fire 2. Can't Shadow. Oh, Shadowrun. Oh, absolutely. Should have just looked at the icon. So this is a great game. They actually came out with like a I don't know if it was a reboot, remake. I don't know. There's a modern Shadowrun on Steam, actually. A lot of the games are going in B tier because it's like SimCity. I never played that version. Soul Blazer. I'm actually shocked that this game made it to the IGN's 100 list because this game is incredible. This is going top of the B list. Why doesn't it go to the A list? You know, if I do one that's just purely on RPGs, maybe. Talk about Sparks, or what the hell is that? Maximum Carnage, dude. Okay, this is just pure my own nostalgia. It's S tier, baby. It's going to S tier because I have so many memories of this. I played both the Super Nintendo and the Genesis version of this game, which is crazy. So for those who don't know, which is probably everybody watching this list, I technically never owned a Super Nintendo, but from the age of like 4 till I was 10, I went to my grandmother's every Friday after school, well, once I started going to school, and stayed there until Sunday night when my parents would pick me up. They had a Super Nintendo. My uncle also lived like down the street from them, you know, their son, my uncle, same family, and he also had a Super Nintendo. And so a lot of times I would go to his house and whatnot and stay there for a day or two if, you know, I didn't want to bother my grandparents or whatever. And so that's how I play like the Donkey Kong games and some of these other games I've already mentioned. Like, well, my uncle played it, so I played it. You know, I would have never played it probably otherwise. So for that huge stretch of like 6-7 years, I had access to a Super Nintendo for a very, very long time. And there was plenty of times where I even took home the Super Nintendo for my grandparents and kept it for the whole week. That kind of thing. So, and then as I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of these games that I played on emulator many, many years later. That kind of thing. Star Fox. So I'm going to be one of the weird people that probably says I actually think the 64 version's better. Even though this is, you know, it's incredible. Star Fox is incredible. I would love to see a modern Star Fox in the vein of the OG Star Fox games. Not that weird Star Fox game that came out not long ago. Alpha 2. Oh, I forgot this was on SNES. I'm going to put it B tier because I wasn't the biggest Alpha fan. Here it is! You're going to go right here. RPGs get the goated spots, but woo! Stone Race never played. I don't even know what that is. Sunset, right? I don't know what. Bomberman. Who did not play Well, I actually don't know if I played both. I'm actually gonna put them in the S tier because I'm not sure which one is the one that I played. Castlevania 4, of course. Is that A tier? Damn, dude. It goes A tier. Double Dragon. Everybody's played these games. It'll go high B. Super Ghouls and Ghosts, man. I'm gonna be honest. Super Ghouls and Ghosts was a game that I know I played. I did not enjoy it when I played it. Even though I know it's a classic. Super Mario All-Stars. Well, this is arguably the best Mario game of all time. Just because it has all of them. Oh my god, I forgot some of these games, dude. Mario Kart! Legend of the Seven Stars, dude. Oh my god, dude. SNES has so many goated games. I know I'm not even talking about... So, Yoshi's Island. I remember playing this game and completing the game because this is called Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island, right? Thinking it was going to be just like Super Mario World. And it's alright. It's going to go like mid-B for me. But then you have Super Mario World. Actual Super Mario World. This one's going to go above All-Stars. Super Metroid, one of the greatest games of all time. This will be my only non-RPG that's going to make like very high on the list. I'm just going to go right here. Okay, so at least I've played most of these games down here at the end. Punch-Out! I remember playing it and thinking, what the hell is this game? All the Super Star Wars games. They're all going to go B tier for me because they're all kind of like the same. I'm being honest. But if I recall, Return of the Jedi was my favorite one. So I'm going to put that above Secret of Mana. Okay, Super Tennis, never played that shit. Turrican, yes, I did play this game. I had a lot of fun with it, so we'll just put it like B tier. Turtles in Time. I am so glad this game made the list. This is actually going to go in the top A spot. So the reason why, this was, along with the Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, and 3, this was the game that I played with my uncle so much. Me and my uncle loved playing these games. So the memory and the nostalgia that I have with Turtles in Time, I also think it's just the best Ninja Turtles game of all time. You have, obviously, Shredder's Revenge that came out very recently, which is very good. I played with some friends, too. But Turtles in Time is goated. Tetris. So, I actually played this. I remember playing this. I can't say yes or no how I feel about it. Tetris Attack, I did not play. I don't know what that is. So, we talked about the Mortal Kombat, right? This is 3. I did not think it was as good as the Genesis version, so I'm going to put it down here. UN Squadron. Wow! I loved this game, dude. So, I used to go to the arcades a lot as a kid and early adult. And so like when I was very young, right? Like, 5, 6, whatever. My parents, obviously they were very young too. My parents had me when they were very young. So they would go to the mall to like hang out, go shopping or whatever, and it would just be like, here's $5. Go to the arcade, have some fun. Because you probably don't want to go shopping for clothes or whatever, like we do, or have to. Have some fun. So one of the favorite games that I played in the arcades was Aero Fighters. Like 1, 2, I don't remember how many there were. So UN Squadron is much more like Gradius, in that it's side-scrollery. But, dude, I loved this game. And I love the music that went along with this game, too. I'm going to have to put this game, like, pretty high. I have no idea what that is. I don't know. I never played Wario Wood. Oh, man. The X-Men game. I'm going to be honest, man. I was let down. At least this is how I felt. I didn't really like the X-Men game. What the hell is that? Okay. That's a lot of games I didn't play. Out of the 100, I didn't play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times 4 is 36. 41. Hey, I played more than half. Or at least that I remember. So I will publish this video. How do I do this? I guess you guys could see the whole list. It's fine. From here, because I didn't put anything in F. So this is how I rank these games. My S tier is mostly all RPGs, right? We got Final Fantasy VI, Chrono Trigger, Super Metroid, Link to the Past, Final Fantasy IV. But then, I mean, you also got Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, or is it Street Fighter 2 Turbo? Mario RPG, Donkey Kong Country 2, Maximum Carnage. That's kind of just like a personal thing because I loved that game so much. Super Mario World, Super Mario All-Stars, and Mario Kart. A tier games that are like, they could be S tier, but those other games are just in another league. Turtles in Time, Mega Man X, Mortal Kombat 2, Donkey Kong Country 1, UN Squadron, ActRaiser. I think those games deserve some praise. They remade ActRaiser very recently too. I thought about playing it on getting the Steam version. Contra 3, who doesn't love Contra, dude? Donkey Kong Country 3. This is my least favorite of the 3 country games. Mario Paint, just loads of fun. Star Fox, Castlevania. So the B tier for me is games that were, I know I played them, I remember the games, and I just have more fond memories than bad memories. Soul Blazer, you know what? I'm actually going to change that. Soul Blazer is going to go into the A tier because I just have pretty much nothing but fond memories of Soul Blazer. We're going to put it right here above Mario Paint. With some of these other games, I may only have fond memories, but I just don't have enough of them. And I just remember like my feelings and things like that of these games. Some of them are games that I do distinctly remember the whole game, especially if I played them later, like X2 and X3. I played these games emulator. But C tier, these are the games that I know I played, but I just can't tell you one way or the other. These D tier games are the games that I think are just trash. Hate me, dude. Earthworm Jim. I was never a fan of the Earthworm Jim games. And I think it's because I didn't like the animation and just like the way the graphics were of the game. It was a little whittle. It's a little weird. It's a little weird for me. Same thing with Punch Out. X-Men game was a huge letdown. I was like, X-Men, yeah, because I watched the old cartoon, right? I didn't like the game. And then Super Ghosts and Ghosts, like a lot of people that were probably kids back then, I was just like, this game's too hard. Anyways, guys, this is my Super Nintendo tier list of Super Nintendo games. It's obviously completely biased, especially because I didn't play almost half these games. I never played. And this list is based off of IGN's Top 100. So, there's other games that probably weren't even on this list in the first place. Mention down below, what are your favorite games on the Super Nintendo? What are your least favorite games? What are games that you played and you're like, God, I can't get that time back? You know, for me, that's Earthworm Jim. You know, Super Nintendo, I think, is one of the greatest consoles of all time. Let's talk about it. Talk about the games. Leave comments whether you think my list is terrible or you agree with a lot of the games. Like, subscribe if you want to see more tier lists. You know, I'm going to do more tier lists anyway, but, you know. Anyways, guys, see you in the next video.